Time now for Sid 60. This is where I get 60 seconds to talk about anything. Start the clock, please. Here's what's on my mind this morning. The Toronto Blue Jays have the look of a group of individuals who are gelling together, otherwise known as a team. How do I know? It's not the 9-2 homestand that just ended. It's not the fact that they're very much in the wild card discussion. It's not even the massive home runs from this past weekend by Marcus Semien and George Springer. Nope. The moment I learned this was a real team happened Friday night. You can pinpoint it. Jays were up. Boston's Hansel Robles hits Randal Grichuk right about here. This upset the Jays greatly to the point where the entire team nearly attacked Robles on the mound after he stared down the dugout. It was quite a moment. Look how jacked up they are. Now, nothing happened after that, aside from the Jays taking 3 of 4 from Boston. But that moment Friday I found very interesting. These guys aren't just on the same team having fun in the dugout. No, no, no. They're willing to scrap for each other. Scrap for the guy next to him. That, friends, is a team. Dan Shulman might be the greatest team player I've ever seen. Not only did he call the return of the Jays to Rogers Center, indulge me, Dan, if you will. He called the return of the Jays to Rogers Center, just finished calling men's and women's basketball at the Olympics for CBC, did a spectacular job. Was there some water polo in there too, Dan? What else did you do? Did I miss some assignments over the last 2 weeks? What else?
I would love to have done water polo. I actually played water polo. If they had asked me to do water polo, I would have done it for them.
The little known fact about Dan Shulman that I keep forgetting. You're right. You're right. All right. Generally, Jays, one quick Olympic take afterwards. They're on the road here for 9. They're feeling great. Leaving town was probably something no one wanted to do here. What's your take over what you've seen over the last 11 days or so?
Well, my take is they're playing very well, and obviously George Springer's the hottest player in baseball right now, back-to-back Player of the Week awards. You never see that. And I agree with you. You know, we see them having fun, and that's great. As you know, the Sportsnet cameras, we love showing that during games, the guys down in the barrio at the end of the dugout. But I think what they've been through the last 2 years, Dunedin, Buffalo, and the nomadic existence they've had, Sid, I think it has brought them together. And I think they do care about each other. And I don't even think it's an us against the world kind of mentality. I just think they really believe in themselves and that they've got a very strong bond from 1 through 26, and that can help you over the course of a long baseball season.
So doubleheader today, 6 p.m. Eastern on the Sportsnet family of channels. I feel, Dan, you've been doing this long enough. You can see a bit of a letdown coming ahead of time at moments. Is there one here maybe for the Jays? Because it was such an emotional dump coming back home. Yeah,
it's funny. From being home and then having the comeback win over Boston and just it being a series against Boston, I've been thinking the same thing. Nothing intentional, nothing where they allow it to happen, but I think they've got to be very conscious about it to not let down. They've got the Angels, Mariners, and Nationals coming up on this road trip. And the Angels and Mariners are both like really fringy contenders, but they're good enough to beat you if you don't play well. And I think the off day yesterday was great, and I hope they all had a great, relaxing day. But I hope somebody walks into the clubhouse before the game and says, come on, boys, this one counts as much as the last one and as much as the next one. And I think they'll be fine. You know, when you've got a guy like Semien, when you've got a guy like Springer, I think you've got guys who have been through this before. And I think those guys will have a big impact on the younger players and do their best to make sure everybody stays sharp.
Baseball savant, Olympic basketball savant, water polo savant. Dan Shulman. In all seriousness, he's been working all hours, and he still joined us this morning. Love you, Dan. Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. You got it. Anytime, Sid.
One and only Dan Shulman, one of the finest to ever do it in this country, in North America, period. All right, we're going to take a break. Coming up on You Sound Off, should workplaces mandate vaccines? Oh, boy. Bit of a touchy one. Let us know. 1-866-267-3797. Feedback at breakfasttelevision.ca. At Breakfast TV on Twitter, 24/7. You Sound Off. Coming up after the break. It's 6:44 on a Tuesday, Toronto. Good Tuesday morning. You're watching Breakfast Television. Much more after this.